Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Megan Minchello from GoGPS, and I will be your trainer for today. Also, we have Greg McMillan joining to assist with any questions that come through from our attendees.
Hi, Megan.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, so all attendees are in listen-only mode right now. So if you have any questions during our session, please feel free to put them in the questions section of the webinar, and we'll address them as they come in. Okay. All right, before we get started, I'm just going to make sure that audio and visual is good. Okay, I do see it here. Perfect. Okay, so this month's topic is integrated solutions in you. So integrated solutions are component subsystem solutions that have been brought together into one system. So today we're going to be covering a few of the integrated software solutions that are available in your database through the marketplace, as well as a few custom reports that you may be interested in. So in the marketplace, you have the option to search specific items such as fuel integration, maintenance, collision reconstruction, and routing. So the marketplace is on the left-hand side of your screen down towards the bottom. There we go. Okay, we'll give it a second here to load. Perfect. Okay. So as you can see, there's multiple pages of integrations, add-ons. Oh, there we go. Oh, we'll give it one more second to load. Okay. Okay, so there's lots of different pages of integrated solutions options that can help you run your business better. Some integrations can be as simple as a custom report built by a GoGPS team member, a Geotab add-in or app, or a third-party provider. To start, so as we start to go through these integration options, you'll see a request information. Okay, so let me just pull one up here. I think I have, there we go. So we're going to focus on, the first one is going to be Geotab Drive. So I'm going to click on the name of it. And when we open it, we're going to see request information. So if you would like more information of any of the items that we're going through today or other ones, we suggest contacting our sales department directly for a quicker response. And that way we can go through all of the options with you. So our team here at GoGPS has a lot of experience with integrations and reports. We can build and have built custom reports, so we may already have a report that you are looking for. So coming to us directly is your best solution. Okay.
Or to contact you or myself directly, Megan?
Correct. That's right. Okay. All right. So you can reach our sales department by email or by phone call. And at the end of the session, I'm going to go ahead and post up our contact information so that you can be in touch with us directly. Okay. So as I mentioned, we're going to take a look at Geotab Drive, which is what we have right up here on the screen. Okay. So this app allows you and your drivers to be ELD compliant, complete DBIR inspection reporting, calculate drivers' hours of service, and more. So by clicking on the Drive app icon, which we already did, we opened it up and we can get more information on the solution. Okay, so it gives a full breakdown and description of what the application can do for you. Okay, I'll give it a sec here. Okay, now if we scroll down just a little bit to the bottom, go. There's additional resources that you can use, such as the Drive app manual, data transfer and roadside inspection form, and the compliance and implementation guide. Okay. Also, you can use the DBIR with all of the available plans. So that goes from Asset all the way up to Pro Plus. So even if you don't require hours of service for your fleet, you can still have the drivers or the operators of the vehicle go over the conditions of the vehicle or piece of equipment and let the proper people know that repair may be needed. Okay. All right, perfect. So that covers the Geotab Drive section here. All right, so now we're going to take a look at let's see here, fuel card options. All right, so I'm just going to type in the search section here, fuel card. Okay, and here we go. So it comes up with Fuel BI or WEX. So this integration here monitors fuel transaction and fuel costs, as well as KPIs for the whole fleet. So right here we can see just some of the reports options that are available through the dashboard. I'm just going to scroll down here, take a look at some of the reports. So this one here is a trending report. Okay, this one here does the top 10 total by vehicle, transaction counts by fuel type, average price by state. Okay, and then it breaks down the amount by state and fuel type. Okay, there's another one there. And then back to the trend report. So there's a few different reports that they have directly from their dashboard. Okay. So this integration is different from the last one that we just saw, which was Geotab Drive. As this integration is done by a third party, depending on which provider is chosen, there may be a monthly cost. So we do see a price cost here, but again, we do suggest talking to our sales department in regards to any kind of cost for integration. Okay. So that covers that option there. So now we're going to take a look at, let's see here, maintenance options. So let's type in here, maintenance. Hope I can spell today. Okay, perfect. So the one that we kind of want to take a look at today is actually going to be our dynamic vehicle maintenance report. That's a custom report that we built into the system. So for maintenance, there are quite a few different options. Depending on what you're looking for, your fleet and what your fleet needs are, you could go for something as simple as a dynamic vehicle maintenance report, which uses data from the maintenance section within inside of the database, which is located here. Ooh, give me a second here. There we go. So I'm just going to pull up the dynamic vehicle maintenance inspection. Go report. Oh, there we go. So we can see here, this is run for an entire month's worth, and it gives a clean breakdown of vehicle, the type of reminder. So for an example, there's one here for tire rotation, 10,000 kilometers. Okay. And then it tells you the distance until due. All right, so this one here has just over 5,000 kilometers until it's due. There's another one here for oil change, and it's over by 403 kilometers. Okay. And again, it is broken down by vehicle. And this report can be sent to you on a regular basis. So you have the option to put it on your dashboard, or you can manually run it, or email you on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Okay. So this report helps you identify which vehicles are approaching the service requirements, such as oil changes, tire rotation, and annual inspection. We can also set up reports using the DVIR in a slightly modified way to allow you to keep track of expenses per unit and the entire fleet. So I will show you quickly what that one looks like. So here it is, this one here. Okay, so it gives a nice breakdown of the specific vehicle or a piece of equipment or trailer. Tells you the reporting date, goes based off of defects. So this is through the DVIR. Talks about critical defects, repair dates, repair remarks, okay, and then odometer readings, and then costs. So I think Greg has a little bit more detail in regards to this report, if you kind of want to give him more information.
I think all we have to say is that it's something that we were able to alter an existing DVIR report in the system to pick up the dollar values so that you could monitor costs not only per vehicle or per repair, but also for the whole fleet and keep a running tally on it. This is something that, as I say, we altered and built. It's not something that you'd have to buy on a monthly basis. It's included in our service. So that was basically all that I wanted to mention on it. And of course, with the maintenance report we were just looking at, all you would do is simply go into your maintenance section by vehicle, update when the service was done, and then that would reset the clock so that you had accurate information on when the services were required.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Greg. Okay, All right, so I think that covers that part there. We're going to actually take a look at Zendu, which is another option for maintenance. I think it was right here. So I will click on that there. Okay. So this option allows you to do more than just maintenance. You're able to enter in work orders, schedule preventable maintenance services, calculate inventory, as well as parts and additional information down below. All right, so let's just see here. Okay. So it has more or less the same thing that the report that that actually Greg customized for the DVIR. It sort of coincides with that. This is just done by a third party. Okay. And then the last one for maintenance that we're going to take a look at is called On Command. I think it might be one word. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So if your fleet is made up of commercial trucks, including medium to heavy duty trucks or buses, then either On Command or Cummins Connect may be the best option for you to consider. Okay, this integration utilizes the Geotab SDK to provide a description of fault codes, the severity of them, and a recommended action plan to resolve the issue. And again, it depends on what kind of plan your vehicles are on. So it says here, My Geotab plan, there's Pro and Pro Plus. Okay.
And for Cummins Connect, you have to have Pro Plus.
Perfect. Okay. So we're just going to take a quick peek at this here to see what it pulls up. All right, so this is the main on-command screen. You're able to pull up fault severity or fault family. So if there's ones in here that you want to take a look at that are, maybe excluding maintenance or just servicing soon, you can click off those icons and then search for your entire fleet and kind of break it down in that sense. Okay. All right. Then it goes into more information here. It's a little bit small to see. I don't know if I can make it bigger, but it gives you a breakdown of, if everything looks okay. So data valid, but but below normal operation, severe level. So it gives a lot of information based on your type of fleet. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Scroll up. Here we go. Okay. So next we're going to take a look at collision reconstruction. Okay, so the one that we're going to take a look at right here, there we go. Okay, so this integration is made, where'd it go? So this integration allows you to analyze the accident data from the Geotab tracking device, so the unit that's installed inside of the vehicle. It will break down the accident's date, time, point of contact, and speed profile. So you also have the ability to review the information, the accident location on the map as well. So just to show you a quick breakdown of that. So you would type in the name of the vehicle, you would put in, the select type of vehicle, the start date, the end date, and it would break down the entire accident for you. And then this is where you're able to review the accident location on the map. Okay. This is the point of impact screenshot. Okay. And then it goes into more of a speeding data. So it'll tell you how fast the vehicle was going on point of contact. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay. So the last one we're going to take a look at that is an integration through Marketplace is something to do with routing. So routing. Okay, and we're going to look at Route for Me routing planner. Okay, so this provides dynamic route sequencing and the ability to optimize routes that can be sent to any smartphone or tablet. As a note, we also have the option in our software already to do routing. And again, it depends on the type of plan that you really have, but you're able to go ahead and send an address from the Geotab system to a vehicle, whether it's on a Garmin, a smartphone, or a tablet. Okay. So this one here also, for Route for Me, it also provides weather and traffic information. the ability to enter in service times, distance, as well as monitor maximum revenue per route. Okay, the system can also assist with route optimization without add-ins, but you'll have only a certain amount of routes. With what is it? Is it 500 lines, Greg, that it can use to route?
In the normal system, it cannot accept as many routes as this particular company can accommodate. That's if you have a company that, for example, serviced bus stops in the wintertime, this may be a program that would be required. But other than that, usually our routing system, will allow to have enough stops that you don't have to get into this one. But that's what this is really designed for, is that type of thing.
Perfect. Okay, awesome.
In addition to the weather stuff and that type of thing.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, so there are a couple additional custom reports that we wanted to just show you that we have available in our hands. So one that we're going to take a look at is the GoGPS scorecard. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it over here for us to take a look at. Okay, so what we're seeing here is a scorecard based off of an entire fleet. So this specific template uses broken down by branches instead of drivers, but we do have the option to break it down by vehicle. So for an example, the top 10 average points, this here is broken into locations, but it could be the name of the vehicle. Okay, and that goes the same thing for the bottom 10 average points as well. Okay. So this report is a weighted report, and I'll kind of get a little bit more into detail with this. So depending on how many rules a vehicle is broken throughout the specific time range, so generally we do either a weekly or a monthly scorecard. I'll just hop down to the report section here. It will then show the score broken down by vehicle. Okay, so we see here, for an example, the name of the vehicle, the group that it belongs to, the total amount of distance the vehicle traveled, and then it gets into the risk category that they belong to. So based off of these specific rules that we have set up here, there is a percentage that weighs this report. So for an example, seatbelt is at 15%. So you would have to have so many violations in seatbelt to then become either a low risk, medium high, high, and then very high. Okay. So based off of the template that we're seeing here, there is a speeding greater than 71, which is weighted at 40%, so that's quite large. And we can see that this specific vehicle has a score of 70, which is medium risk. Okay. And if I scroll over to the right here, we can see how many violations that they've completed. So again, keep in mind this is just a template, but it's showing anything of, I think it's 2 or more for this specific one will count towards medium risk or higher. We do have a criteria tab. Let me just unhide here. Scoring criteria, which breaks down how this report is looked at and broken down. Okay. It gets into full detail in regards to it. Okay, and then it tells you about the specific rules. Now, you don't need to have these exact specific rules. You can customize it based off of what your fleet is looking for, but we just find across the board this is generic. The speeding greater than 71, again, this is an American report. The template is American, so that's why we're seeing that. We have other clients that use this as, speeding over 100 kilometers an hour, and then the speeding over limit would be 10 over the posted road speed. But again, it all depends on how you want your report set up. Okay. We then also have a branch data tab at the bottom here, which breaks down individual groups that are in the system. So this one here has multiple branches, so we can see here. There's lots of branches in here, so we can filter it out. Okay. You also have the option in here to not only filter by branch, but also filter by risk category. So if we want to take a look at high risk and only high risk for all of them, you would choose that filter on the right-hand side and then be able to see the list of all of them, as well as their score and the total amount of miles they've traveled or kilometers. We do have tabs at the bottom for top 5 drivers, so it will break down your fleet by the top 5 drivers, as well as the bottom 5 drivers. Okay, so this is more of like a quick summary page to see the worst of the worst or the best of the best. Okay, and then we also have the option here for a summary tab that shows just the complete score for the entire fleet. Okay, Greg, did you want to add anything on that one there?
Yeah, just that the nice thing about this, there is also an add-in in the system for a gamification system where you can, instead of having drivers interpret the system as always being, we're looking for the bad things they do, you want to make sure that the guys who are, not driving like Mario Andretti out there are recognized. So we do have a construction company. They've got a number of trucks on the road, and they have a thing where their top half a dozen guys get some sort of recognition, and it doesn't have to be anything big. I mean, it can be lunch at Swiss Chalet or something with his wife and kids, or whatever the case may be, or a Tim Hortons card. But they actually encourage the guys to have a little bit of fun with it, and this report does allow you to do that on a slightly less glamorous scale as what the gamification system does, which is available.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that covers the scorecard here. I'll just open it up to see if anybody has any questions in regard to this type of report. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on to another custom report that we have here. So this is the DVIR complete report that we're going to take a look at. So this is another custom one that we have in the system, broken down by vehicle, group, and then showing if a DVIR has been completed. So we can see here, the date of the report. It was ran for, this week. Tells you about the measurements, whether it's in miles or kilometers. Okay. So this here just shows which vehicles have completed their DVIR and which ones have not. When you go through, which I will actually log into the app, I think I have it right here. When you go through the Drive app, you're able to choose an option that says all okay, which verifies that everything has been checked over, and that links up with this specific report. Okay, so we'll give this a quick section here.
Now you're only able to do that on that customized DVIR report that we had put together, because the report is driven by what it thinks is defects. So it's kind of a workaround. It's not for all companies, but it's certainly for companies much like that construction company we just talked about that allows they do their weekly inspections, not a daily inspection. So.
Correct. Perfect. All right, so I'm just in the app right now, the Geotab Drive. I'm just certifying my previous inspection. So we have to add this specific all okay and DVIR complete as a quote-unquote defect into the list. And then when you do the inspection, if everything does look okay, you can choose that option, and then that would then reflect onto the report that we just took a look at. But like Greg said, it's not for everybody. The specific company that we were just talking about, they use it because they don't do inspections all the time. It's not on a regular basis, but it is available to you.
Now that, keep in mind, it is MTO compliant. I'm just thinking more for like heavy trucks going over the border. They're going to have to do their DVIRs consistently regardless. So this type of a report would not be as useful for them, is all I was trying to suggest. But this is MTO compliant. I checked.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg. Okay. All right. So the next report that we're going to take a quick look at is the idling time and cost. So this one here is a little bit different from the one in most databases, but it does give a clean breakdown of each vehicle, the amount of gas that they are using. So it'll tell you about the volume consumed by idling, okay, cost per fuel, and then idling cost per hour. Okay, and this report can be broken down on a regular basis. So either it's daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, we do have other reports I don't have it pulled up right now, but we have other ones that show trends over a 6-month period that we can do as well. So if this is something that you're interested in, or you want something like this but maybe a little bit different, please feel free to contact one of us and we'd be able to assist you with that. Okay, so this is just the summary version of it. We do have the print view, which then breaks again down by vehicle or device, I should say, idling time for that complete runtime. So this one here is for just this week. It then shows idling cost and then the percentage of idling. Okay. All right. So I'm going to open it up and we're just going to check to see if we have any questions that came through for the session. Let's see here. All right. So I don't see any questions that are coming through. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. I'll pull this over. Perfect. All right. So that pretty much sums up for today's session. There were no questions, so we're not going to have to worry about that. So I'm going to be leaving the webinar open for the next 15 minutes. So please feel free to go ahead and ask any questions if they come up. Let's see.
And also, Megan, sorry to interrupt, but if there is something that perhaps we didn't show that anyone would like to have a report either customized or perhaps have an add-in and you can't see it in the system, let us know, because there's lots of things that we've got in our back pocket here that might just do exactly what you want it to do, or close enough that it works.
Awesome. Okay, great. If there's anything else, I don't think so. All right, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And again, I'm going to put up here our contact information so that you can reach out to us if you have any questions going forward. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.